And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the University of Minnesota campus here just on the east side of the Mississippi River at 3M Arena here at Mariucci for an exciting matchup, a border rivalry here between the University of Minnesota women's club hockey team against the University of Wisconsin women's club hockey team, as the Gophers are lined up ready to go as we await the visiting Badgers, who their first game of the entire season came on Friday night over at Ritter Arena, where they took the victory against this Gophers team. So they're 1-0 on the season after that 3-1 victory Friday evening. On the left side of your screen for Minnesota, 2-3 on the season, as the Badgers come out now, and we are ready to go. As they announce starting lineups here coming in for the Badgers, it's going to be Tori Fraser in net today. Along with the rest of the Badgers team coming up here, looks to be Eloise Mopre starting as the defenseman. And now we move over to the Gophers side of things. Starting goaltender today, Lucy Nelson, the freshman goaltender, last team all the way out of Maine, along with Sierra Moore, a grad student, Celia Mitchell, just a sophomore defense. And rounding out the starting lineup is the leading points getter so far for the Gophers this season, just 5 games, but Lily Rolfe. As the national anthem wraps up here at Mariucci, we are ready to get things underway just after 11 a.m. here in Minneapolis, as Nelson, the freshman, heads to the net for the Gophers as they rally around her. For the Badgers, again, just 1 game so far this season, so not much to go off of. 3-1 victory, though it was Friday evening, late 9 p.m. puck drop, as the 2 officials are ready to get this underway. For the Gophers, like we said, 2-3 on the season so far, including that loss Friday night. So would love to bounce back and get the victory here. We'll see if they can do that with their leading points getter again. That's Hallie Hollenbach, tied with Lily Rolfe with 5 points in 5 games. Rolfe, the junior forward on this team, paired up with Hollenbach. And like that, we are underway here as the puck drop is right on time or so, around 11:04, 11:05 a.m. here. in Minneapolis as Wisconsin brings the first pressure into the zone. Still with it right in front there. Shot, but deflected away just to the side of Nelson in net. And now back with it in the corner. Tied up here. As the Gophers look for their first clear, it's Moore with it. With some open space, gets the clear, sends it down. And no icing called as that was tipped by a couple of Badger defenders. Tipped by the foot there of Buckley for the Badgers. Now right at the center line, Badgers regain possession and bring it through. Shot here and a nice save by Nelson. No rebound allowed there as we get our first stoppage here about a minute into this one. No changes here on the line for the Gophers. Badgers with a few new players coming on. In front of the Gophers bench now, they are able to get the clear briefly. And right in front there, a chance, but knocked aside by the defenseman Tia. Still in the zone, offensive zone now until the Gophers get an open space here. But right as it goes past the center line, the Badgers bring it right back in now. Centering it right there, puck is loose near the crease, wrapped up by Minnesota, and now Elling brings it out. The freshman forward gets past the center line, dumps it in. Again, the goaltender there for the Badgers, Torrey Frazier. Early chance for the Gophers. Nice shot there, but pad save from Frazier. This one sent along the boards up near the blue line as the Gophers try to set up offensively for the first time here this morning. Badgers with possession now. On that far side of your screen, they cross the center line with speed, but the rest of the Badgers team went for a change, so no one there as Bryn O'Neill was all alone. Now tied up along the boards there, cleared out by the Gophers, but right to the stick of number 12 on Wisconsin, Lauren Avidson. Gophers can't connect on the pass there and go for a line change, but with the forecheck has a chance here. Nice job by Rolf and Roz. And now the Badgers bring it through, losing possession right along as they brought it in through that blue line. And back with it now is Minnesota trying to get it out of the zone. Can't as they turn it over there. And behind their own net, Altman has it. And sent down along the boards as Wisconsin brings it through. So far, a few minutes into this one, the Badgers have had more offensive chances, not necessarily shots, as we get one here, though, as that was tipped and just over the net. And that one came off the stick of Caitlin Bush. We'll see how this Minnesota team can recover as we get an offsides call here. Just under the 16-minute mark. So 4 minutes in, no score here between Minnesota and Wisconsin. Again, this is the club hockey matchup here at Mariucci. First game of this series Friday night went to Wisconsin. And we'll see how this Gopher team can recover and try to change things up, as again for Wisconsin, that was their first game of the season. So Minnesota trying to regroup and get a victory here this morning. As the Gopher defensive pairing goes off and gets a change. The forecheck continues. And then a whiff on the pass there leads to a turnover, and the Badgers bring it right through the center line. Bringing it in now and making a nice move is Caitlin Bush. Bush did not have any teammates with her and finally was corralled and lost possession there. And now an icing here as the Gophers sent it all the way down. So another offensive opportunity here early for the Badgers. It'll be Wild taking draw for Wisconsin. Gophers win. Can't get the clear though. A little sloppy with their clear attempt there, and it leads to more offensive presence from Wisconsin. Gophers try to get a quick change there as they had some tired legs out there. Shot, almost, puck's loose in the crease, shoots, and somehow does not score. The Gophers defense corralled the crease there and disallowed the Badgers. Now here's another shot right there, tried to tip it, was the forward Davenport, but held on to this time by Lucy Nelson. Nelson getting a decent amount of action here early in the first. As we're honored to bring you ACHA matchup here on the University of Minnesota campus, as the Gophers have it in the neutral zone now. Tipped through, so no icing. And neither team changes either with that opportunity. Right in front of the Minnesota bench now. Down on the corner, gets it out. Gophers still have been on their heels most of this game so far, with very few offensive chances. But it's still 0-0 here. About 6 or 7 minutes into this one, knocked away. Another chance. Nelson with the pad save, but the puck was loose there momentarily for the Wisconsin forward. Centering right there, great chance, and Nelson will just freeze the puck here. Again, the pressure of this Wisconsin offense continues to come on as we see the replay here. Nice, actually a stick save there from Nelson, but a missed opportunity on the rebound from the Wisconsin forward. Here's the face-off. Looked like could have been tripping, but I think she fell on her own power, so good call by the referees on the no call. And now Minnesota trying to get the clear again as the Badger offense continues to put the pressure on. The freshman Nelson out of Maine with quite a few good saves so far in this one. As we're almost 8 minutes in here, and maybe a chance for the Gophers as they bring it through, just barely staying onside, and coming out of the crease quite a bit there was Frazier to make her third save of the night. For the Badgers, they get a full change here, and they win the draw. And now bringing it through right over the Giant M here at Mariucci. It's the 3M Arena where the Gopher Division I men's hockey team plays. Right across about 100 yards in our other direction, as this shot is tipped up and out of play, would be Ritter Arena where the women's hockey Division I team plays. As We're here on this lovely Sunday morning here in Minneapolis as the face-off is won again by Wisconsin, as they've really dominated the first part of this game, but nothing to show for it, as the score is still 0-0 here in the first. Turnover now, and maybe a chance for the Badgers. It looked to be Davenport who couldn't quite hang on to the puck as she lost control, and now Minnesota brings it through before being knocked aside by the defensive foot of the right wing number 7 for the Badgers. And now they bring it through. Wisconsin, that is, in the red and white. Gophers in the white here with the maroon and gold touches. So the Badgers yet again lose possession and bring it right back into the zone here. This one shot on net at Nelson. And another opportunity there. Spins around, tries to get the shot off. It went high. And now Minnesota has it briefly, as they have it against the boards here. Can't get the clear. And now finally it's poked out as the Gophers get a full line change here, as the Badgers reset up. And no, it's going to be offsides called here. And you can see right in front of us as the Badgers center got a little antsy ahead of the blue line. So we get a stoppage, and a much needed stoppage for the Gophers, who have been on their heels quite a bit the last couple of minutes here. Here comes the draw, won by Minnesota. Through the center line and dumped in now, chasing after it. That far corner is the forwards for Minnesota. Wisconsin trying to send it across ice, couldn't handle the pass, able to just send it down though, as they dump it in. And a potential great chance here, up, tipped up, and Nelson able to make the save there, as Lucy Nelson has been very busy this morning and has made all of the great plays she's had to. Still 0-0. Yet again, another full line change here for Minnesota, as they have to be very tired here early in this one, as they've been doing everything they possibly can to keep the Badgers offense from scoring. As another shot comes in here, saved by Nelson. Long rebound, can't get the clear. And now battling up against the boards, Olerking, the defenseman junior for the Gophers. This one's shot and tipped off the stick of the Gophers defense, high into the air, but not into the netting, so we play on. Poked out here. Olerking can't get the clear, right back to Olerking. And now she's able to send it down, and again, Minnesota with the full line change. And right in front of us now is Wisconsin, bringing it right back in. Looked like it might have been offsides, but they're able to keep it in. This one's sent now along the boards. Minnesota again can't connect on the pass, so it stays in their defensive zone. Behind their own net, sending it along is Tia. Tried to get it up to Elling, but not enough power on the puck, as Wisconsin's able to keep it in. Tia again with it now, tied up with the Badgers forward. Sierra Moore makes a nice move and clears this one down. Moore, the graduate defenseman, used to play at St. Olaf and now here on the club team. Minnesota, as the puck was briefly loose in front of the net there, but the Badger defense able to swarm and swallow it up as Wisconsin goes for a partial line change here. Turnover, and almost a great opportunity for the Badgers, as Minnesota will just send this one down. It was Amelia Altman getting to it. She's a sophomore, and actually her last team that she played on was Wisconsin. And so now coming over here, transferring to the University of Minnesota, but still keeping up the club hockey activity, which is a great program here at both these schools. Great opportunity for Wisconsin, and just missed the net there on the ricochet. Another chance here as they send it towards the net. Did not reach the net, and now pushed off the puck briefly. Saved by Nelson, and cleared out. It's Roz chasing after it, the sophomore forward for the Gophers. And mishandled pass there as the puck goes back into Wisconsin's defensive zone, and maybe a chance for Minnesota to set something up here, as although the game is tied on the scoreboard, everything on this ice is pointed Wisconsin's way. We'll see if Minnesota can change that here as they try to send it back to the blue line to set things up. Send this one to the net, and corralled in by the glove of Tori Frazier. So we'll get a stoppage here. Both teams with almost full line changes. The Gophers leaving their defensive pairing out there, as the draw is won by the Badgers. Minnesota trying to keep it in here with possession briefly, turns it over now, and the Badgers bring it through the center line. It was Mulpry who brought it through, and she has the puck now. Centers it right there, nice backhand pass, and shot up, and the defensive stick of Minnesota got in there just in time to deflect that shot. Otherwise, it would have been a great chance right on Lucy Nelson. Brought back in by the Badgers. Shot with the left-handed stick of Buckley, but a glove save from Nelson denies her. As the Gophers make a change defensively, as Moore and Scanlon head off. And Minnesota has it now in their own zone. This one sent down, will likely be an icing. No, beat out by Minnesota's forward, Altman, and now a chance. A great shot there. Brief rebound, but corralled and swallowed up by Frazier. So with 4:45 to go in the first, we are still scoreless. As you look at the replay here, a great shot from Minnesota, but just able to hang on and make the save is Tori Frazier. Wisconsin almost got the clear. And now they set things up here as the Gophers' Tia will just dump it in to slow this Wisconsin offense down. In the neutral zone now, Minnesota has it. Roz making a few nice moves there to evade the Wisconsin pressure. And now sent in by Rolfe and chasing after it again. Rolfe just 5 games into the season, but tied for the most points on this Gopher club team. Rolfe, the junior, last played for Illinois. Would have been offsides, so Wisconsin just has to let the puck stay there. And now they have it over the center line. It's Ferrer sending it in. First time we've called Fair's name tonight. Just as we do, she sends skates off for a change. So far in this one, Wisconsin has dominated. Minnesota has not been able to make many changes from the loss Friday late in the night at Ritter Arena. This one sent up and tipped into the glass behind the net, but Wisconsin still has it yet again, not able to clear. Shot right to the net, great opportunity there, but Nelson able to push it away with her right pad there. And now maybe a chance for Hollenbach, the other forward on this Gophers team, who's the counterpart to Rolf in terms of points. Tied at the top for this team. And now brought in by Tia. Again, Tia, just a freshman, but has made some great defensive plays so far here in this one. As we're nearing the end of the first, maybe an opportunity here for Wisconsin, one-on-one against Nelson. And Nelson with another save. Just 2 minutes to go now in the first. Brought through. And a chance right here. And Frazier able to make the glove save. As the Badgers push away the forward pressure of Autumn Elling. Elling, a freshman. Last team, the Tampa Bay Crunch. Tampa Bay, not your traditional hockey town, although recently with the Lightning as of late, winning a couple Stanley Cups, you never know, Tampa Bay might be the new hotbed for hockey. As Minnesota has possession, but it's in their own zone. A backhand there to clear it out. As they get partial change here. Raleigh Murphy on the forecheck for Minnesota there, slowed down the Badgers' pressure. And now almost keeping it in there was Rolf. Turnover and just sent down by Minnesota. And shot here with the left-handed stick wide of the net. Frazier still was able to get part of her glove on it. And now a chance for Minnesota as they try to catch Wisconsin slow with the line change. This rebound went high up into the air. Thinking about the one-timer there near the blue line, opts to pass it away. And now Frazier will grab this one out of the air like a pop fly and just hang on to it. 34 seconds to go here in the first. Still 0-0 the score. Overall, Wisconsin has had the majority of the shots today. However, in the last 30 seconds, Minnesota's offense has come alive here. Trying to get one more opportunity here before we head to break at the end of this first period. Another chance from Wisconsin here, centers it. And good defense by Minnesota to knock it away. And just 5 seconds to go here in the first. And tipped away will likely end any final chance for Minnesota here, and it does. So the horn blows here as we end the first period. 0-0 the score, despite the continuing pressure from this Badgers team. We will be back in just a moment.
Michaela Raleigh, number 19, and I'm from Athens, Georgia. and I'm from Athens, Georgia. I came up to Minnesota because they had a really good architecture program, and I got the opportunity to play hockey, which isn't really common for colleges in the South, which is nice. So, in general, my favorite moment so far has been just kind of rooming together. We took an 8-hour car ride last weekend to Michigan to play some of our hockey games, and that has been pretty fun in terms of bonding. We had a really good car ride, even though it was really long. Yeah, I've had plenty of time to get work done, as well as come and practice, which has been really nice, especially because I like to get involved with a bunch of extracurriculars as well. So I've had plenty of time to do all of that.
Or number 18. Favorite drill in practice would be the swing timing drill. It's a full ice, continuous drill where we work on passes from out of the corner to the, the boards, half boards, and then into the neutral zone. Favorite pregame ritual would be playing music in the locker room, and I really like an active warm-up. So those two. I usually eat maybe some like fruit before a game, and I like to retain my stick every time. Being on the team has led me to meet, 20-something new friends since being at the university, and I really like being able to see them a couple times a week, and we always get into something crazy. Jacobs, and I'm number 31. My favorite drill is working the penalty kill in practice. I really like how movement-based it is and how quick-paced it is, and being able to practice that so in games I can come up with some big saves. I really like. My favorite part of playing on this team is being with my teammates, whether that's on the ice where we're pushing each other to be our best, or in our long car rides on away trips, singing karaoke, time in the locker room together. Just playing the sport I love with the people I love is the highlight of playing hockey here.
Caitlin Lysing, and I'm an assistant coach. I started playing hockey when I was 4 years old for Omega. It's Osseo Maple Grove Hockey Association. I played up until middle school, and then I joined the high school hockey team for Maple Grove Senior High. I played on JV for a few years and then finished off at varsity. I actually did play for this club hockey team, the Gophers, for 4 years, all 4 years of my undergrad, and one of the main reasons I decided to become a coach was how good my experience was. ACHA is a wonderful opportunity. They have D1 and D2 teams for women's. Our team, the Gophers, are a D1 ACHA team. One of the amazing things about being ACHA is it's such a high level of commitment and just the competitiveness of it. It's very similar to, I would say, D3 NCAA. There's teams that we play that commit players, sign contracts. Our team doesn't do that, but that just kind of gives a level of the play. I would say to play at this level, you'd probably play through high school, JV varsity, that sort of thing. It is very competitive, but I mean, our team, we only practice 2 times a week, so it's a less level of commitment than most college teams, and it's part of what makes it so fun. A good positive for ACHA and this team specifically, the only times we practice are 2 times a week, is that you really have a chance to focus on your academics. I personally was an architecture major, which was very demanding time-wise, so getting the opportunity to both play the sport that I loved and to focus on my academics was a huge plus. I know people who were studying to be doctors that are currently in grad school, which is also very time-consuming, and they still get to play hockey too, so it's a wonderful thing.
Okay. Open it up. Let me see. Yeah, enough power for that. Okay. Yeah, enough power. Yeah. So you should just feel like tapping. I've been tapping it. Well, they're still kind of fuzzy. It's not sharp. It takes a couple seconds. Maybe it's not that good. But I zoom in all the way. Yeah, when you zoom all the way, that's the toughest thing for you to do. So take like that. The other time. So slower than before. Yeah. Is it noticeable on the screen? Is it noticeable on the screen? What? The blur.
And welcome back, everyone, as we are counting down the seconds until the second period will get underway. It's a 0-0 game. As we'll switch sides, the Badgers will now be moving from left to right on your screen, Gophers right to left. For Minnesota, they're very happy to be in a tie game right now, as the Badgers have put on a lot of pressure in that first period, but nothing to show for it. As the Gophers break out of their huddle. And still in net, Lucy Nelson, no surprise, as she had a stellar first period for Minnesota. For the Badgers now, it's still Tori Frazier in net. Had a few nice saves, but really just didn't have tons of opportunities. And we're underway now here in the second. Early pressure and movement here from the Gophers as the puck trickles all the way down now. Behind their own net, Olerking, that junior defenseman who did very well in the first period, now back. At the center line here now, Wisconsin can't handle the puck but sends it down after losing it briefly. That was Hudson who sent it down. And sent up to Prell. Prell brings it in for Minnesota, the senior forward. Brought in now on the far side by the Badgers, trying to make a move to get past the defense of Minnesota, but does not work. They keep it in the zone, however, and now behind the net. They center it, but no one there for the Badgers. Maybe a chance here. Tough angle. It tries to center, not there. And we're going to get a stoppage here as the Badger forward tumbles into Lucy Nelson, takes out Nelson and the goal with her. No penalty or anything to come from that, just obviously the stoppage due to the goal getting knocked off the posts. Face-off will come out of the zone as neither team really possessed the puck when the stoppage occurred. So Wisconsin wins the draw and sends it right back down. Minnesota has it, trying to get it up to Altman. Altman lost it, and now the Badgers defense has possession. And coming up on the near side here. Loses it in the neutral zone and brought right back in by Minnesota. And just leading Rolf too much there was Kylie Ross. Brought through here and then knocked away by the Gopher defense. It was Sloan Tia again, the freshman, who's done very well, but offsides will be called here as Samantha Beck brought it in before the other forward for Minnesota could get back. Wisconsin wins the draw and now tries to bring it into their attacking zone, as they do. Tried to go towards the net, but knocked aside by the Gopher defense. But Wisconsin still with it, centers it. No one there for the Badgers. That's a few opportunities now already in the second that they've had. Great centering passes through the crease, as this one goes through the crease as well, but pushed aside by Nelson. And now chasing all the way after it. No icing call, as it was beat out by Roz. This one goes out of the zone, so Minnesota will have to tag up, and now it's tied up in front of Minnesota's bench. With it now, Oler King. As this is slung down by Wisconsin as they go for almost a full line change here. Jarman has it now for Minnesota. Brooke Jarman, the senior forward. Right in front, great opportunity, but tied up there by the defense, Avidson of Wisconsin. So brought through now, and losing possession there as they were tied up by the defense again. Inga Oler King has done very well for Minnesota's defense today. They got a full line change now after they dump that one in. So far in this second period, a much more evenly matched game. Last year, Minnesota lost by quite a bit to this Wisconsin team. However, just a 2-goal loss on Friday, and now we're even here in the second. As it's almost high noon here in Minneapolis, we thank you for tuning in. It's been a great stream and a great game so far, but neither team with anything to show for it. This one's shot from outside the zone all the way to Frazier, and she'll just hold on to it there as her team was finishing a line change. So a stoppage here at 14:46 in the second. Off the boards. Now Wisconsin sends it all the way to the other side, trying to clear. Can't initially, but then good defense to make sure Minnesota can't get a stick on it. And now maybe an offensive chance for them on the other side. Almost there. This one's knocked into the Wisconsin bench. So we'll get a stoppage here. Face-off is going to be right in front of Minnesota's bench. Looks to be Lily Rolfe taking the draw. And one. Can't handle the second pass there. And brought through now, a 3-on-2 opportunity for the Badgers. Trying to center the pass there. Good defense, though, by Scanlon. Knocking that pass down before it got through, as that would have been a great opportunity for a one-on-one with Wisconsin's forward and Lucy Nelson. This one's going to trickle enough for the icing as it gets past that red line. So we'll have to bring it all the way back here. Gophers had already done the majority of their change, so now the officials making sure the right players are on the ice here. And now a chance for Wisconsin's offense here, although they lose the draw as the Gophers have it. Sent down by Hollenbach. Bush brings it in, shoots wide. Wisconsin has it. Missed pass, and now an opportunity maybe for Hollenbach, although the rest of the team went for a change. So she's all alone in the offensive zone. Minnesota trying to keep it in, can't quite as the puck comes out of the zone, but they still have possession. Floating it over to Mitchell. Celia Mitchell, the sophomore, sends it in and now goes off for a change as her replacement, Sloan Tia, is right there. Tia has it, and we're going to get a penalty called here. Away from the play. It's going to be 2 minutes against Minnesota. And so we get our first power play of the day here, as the freshman number 2 for Minnesota heads to the box. The Badgers will get 2 minutes with the man advantage and see what they can do with it. Their offense was amazing. Constant pressure in the first period. And they score right here from a long ways away. It's Ariana Evans putting it in the back of the net. And just a few seconds into the power play, and the Badgers take the 1-0 lead. From a long distance away, wound up, and just sent it right past Nelson as her view was a bit obstructed from the Minnesota defender. So after all of that, we have our first goal of the day. It's 1-0. Wisconsin leads here about halfway through the game as we're at the 12-minute mark in the second period. Wisconsin now again with the pressure, sends it in. Nice save by Nelson. And through the wickets here, this one's going down. It would have been an icing, but the accuracy sends it right to Tori Frazier. So she handles that. And Wisconsin brings it back in now. Pushed off the puck is Hollenbach. She still has it now for Minnesota, trying to get it up to Jarman. But instead, Hollenbach still has it. Almost there. She tried to poke that one in. Now behind the net, Minnesota, Prell has it. Prell tried to drop it off, but no one was there. Back with it now is Wisconsin. Gets the clear. And now past the center line, they'll just send this one all the way down. Chasing after it. Wisconsin had it briefly, and now Minnesota back with possession. But the forecheck from the Badgers continues. This one's floated down as the Gophers chase after it. And a big collision right in front of us here, as Sophie Wild for the Badgers had all the momentum coming in and just bulldozed over the Gopher forward. This one sent to the net by Altman and just frozen by Frazier. So we get a stoppage here, just under the 10-minute mark in the second period. Wisconsin 1, Minnesota 0. Very evenly played second period here, as the Gophers have turned on the offense, but nothing to show for it. It's the one penalty in the game that is the difference. A quick power play goal from the Badgers just minutes ago. Moore gets it out of the zone, but the Badgers have it in the neutral zone now. Back with it, sends it down, but no icing called. Badgers go for a change. Prell with it. Brought through now by the Badgers on the far side. Centers it right there, opportunity. Swallowed up by Nelson. And a nice save by the freshman Lucy Nelson there. No rebound allowed, and that's a good thing because there were 2 or 3 Badgers swarming. Wisconsin has it now up against the boards. This one is deflected away by the defense of Brooke Jarman. This one's sent up and into the netting, so we'll get a stoppage here. And the Gophers will get a line change here. So will the Badgers. So 8:05 to go in the second. Off the boards. Wisconsin has it, possesses it in the neutral zone, trying to connect with her teammate Davenport. But the Minnesota defense there was there to break it up. Dumped in now and chasing after it go the Gophers as they get a line change. Badgers bring it through across the Giant M here at 3M Arena at Mariucci. Shoots here with the left-hand stick and just wide. A great opportunity for Wisconsin there off the stick of Buckley. 6.5 to go in the second. Here's the shot, and this one's sent up and knocked away off the stick of the Gopher defense. Another chance here, shoots. Saved by Nelson and cleared all the way down. That's going to go for an icing. And it will. So an icing called here. And a great chance for Wisconsin as the Gophers have some tired legs out on the ice right now. Minnesota wins the draw. They'll try to clear. They can't as they turn it over. Nelson knocks it out of the crease with her stick. Right there, chance. Just wide as Buckley couldn't really get a good handle on the puck, losing her footing and with the backhand. And now Buckley slings it in. 5.5 to go in the second. Right there, bouncing it off the boards is Prell, along with Jarman. Jarman had it briefly, loses it now, and it's out of the zone. Trying to keep it in, and can't. And now Wisconsin has a odd man rush opportunity broken up by the Gophers. This one's tipped up and into the bench, so we'll get a stoppage here as the officials designate the face-off will be right in front of the Badgers bench. Wisconsin wins the draw and sends it into the zone, but quickly corralled by Minnesota's defense and sent out. Tia with it. Now Wisconsin in tight, and a nice save there by Nelson. Nelson just allowing one goal today despite an onslaught of pressure from the Badgers. Puck is loose in the center, almost a chance for Wisconsin as they spun around, but lost the puck at the last moment. Another chance right there. Puck is loose in the crease. Nelson's on the ground. Nelson has it, and the play is called dead here as Nelson was able to freeze the puck. Great chance for Wisconsin. But could not get it to go. So the score stays 1-0. And right in front on Nelson again, as the Badger offense has really turned it up since that goal in the last 8 minutes or so. Minnesota would love to draw a penalty or something like that to try to get some momentum back. As right now the Badgers have it as they bring it in again. Caitlin Bush. Bush shoots. Saved by Nelson. 3:11 to go now in the second. Both teams, large line changes here. This one's cleared out, and maybe a chance for Minnesota. Can they get there? It's Jarman. Prell and Jarman on the pressure yet again as Jarman heads off. Wisconsin has it now. Can't connect on the pass with Ariana Evans. Evans with the lone goal so far today. This one trickles into the corner as Minnesota looking tired here as the last 10 minutes have been non-stop defense as this shot goes high and wide of the net. So Nelson does not even have to deal with it. Nice pass up to Roz. Roz still with it, brings it through. Shoots high and wide, but Beck is there on the other side to handle it off the boards. And now Minnesota trying to get something going here. Maybe even try to tie it up with just a minute and a half to go in the second. Instead, it's cleared out by the Badgers as the puck trickles all the way down to Nelson. Celia Mitchell handles it. Forecheck from Minnesota leads to possession briefly before the Badgers get it back with a minute to go here in the second. This one's sent down. Turnover and a chance for Minnesota in close. Can't keep it in the zone, however. Brought back in, and it looks like a penalty here is going to be called. And just what Minnesota needed, as they will go on the power play here after that penalty. So for Minnesota, obviously just 25 seconds to go here in the second period. Would love to get the goal, a goal, power play goal before then. If not, they will still have a minute and a half of the power play to start off the third. Instead, maybe a shorthanded chance, though, for Wisconsin. It was Caitlin Bush again, who we've called her name plenty of times today. She's been all over the puck. Brought through with just a couple seconds to go. They need to shoot, and they won't be able to get the shot off. So that takes us to the end of the second. 1-0, Wisconsin leads. However, it was a better showing for Minnesota, much more evenly paced and matched up period. And the positives for the Gophers, when they come back, they will still have the one-man advantage for the first minute and 36 of the third period. We thank you for tuning in here, and we hope you stick with us as we'll be back in 15 minutes for the remainder and the final period of this ACHA club hockey border battle between the Minnesota Gophers and the Wisconsin Badgers. Stick with us.
Caitlin Lysing, and I'm an assistant coach. I started playing hockey when I was 4 years old for Omega. It's ACHA Maple Grove Hockey Association. I played up until middle school, and then I joined the high school hockey team for Maple Grove Senior High. I played on JV for a few years and then finished off at varsity. I actually did play for this club hockey team, the Gophers, for 4 years, all 4 years of my undergrad. And one of the main reasons I decided to become a coach was how good my experience was. ACHA is a wonderful opportunity. They have D1 and D2 teams for women's. Our team, the Gophers, are a D1 ACHA team. One of the amazing things about being ACHA is it's such a high level of commitment and just the competitiveness of it. It's very similar to, I would say, D3 NCAA. There's teams that we play that commit players, sign contracts. Our team doesn't do that, but that just kind of gives a level of the play. I would say to play at this level, you'd probably play through high school, JV varsity, that sort of thing. It is very competitive. But, I mean, our team, we only practice 2 times a week, so it's a less level of commitment than most college teams, and it's part of what makes it so fun. A good positive for ACHA, and this team specifically, the only times we practice are 2 times a week, is that you really have a chance to focus on your academics. I personally was an architecture major, which was very demanding time-wise, so getting the opportunity to both play the sport that I loved and to focus on my academics was a huge plus. I know people who were studying to be doctors that are currently in grad school, which is also very time-consuming, and they still get to play hockey too, so it's a wonderful thing.
My name is Michaela Raleigh-Murr, number 19, and I'm from Athens, Georgia. I came up to Minnesota because they had a really good architecture program, and I got the opportunity to play hockey, which isn't really common for colleges in the South, which is nice. So, in general, my favorite moment so far has been just kind of rooming together. We took an 8-hour car ride last weekend to Michigan to play some of our hockey games, and that has been pretty fun in terms of bonding. We had a really good car ride, even though it was really long. Yeah, I've had plenty of time to get work done, as well as come and practice, which has been really nice, especially because I like to get involved with a bunch of extracurriculars as well. So I've had plenty of time to do all of that.
Timberland Majakis, and I'm number 31. My favorite drill is working the penalty kill in practice. I really like how movement-based it is and how quick-paced it is, and being able to practice that so in games I can come up with some big saves. I really like. My favorite part of playing on this team is being with my teammates, whether that's on the ice where we're pushing each other to be our best, or in our long car rides on away trips, singing karaoke, time in the locker room together. Just playing the sport I love with people I love is the highlight of playing hockey here.
It's a full ice Sierra Moore, number 18. Favorite drill in practice would be the swing timing drill. It's a or number 18. Favorite drill in practice would be the swing timing drill. It's a full ice, continuous drill where we work on passes from out of the corner to the, the boards, half boards, and then into the neutral zone. Favorite pregame ritual would be playing music in the locker room, and I really like an active warm-up. So those two. I usually eat maybe some fruit before a game, and I like to retain my stick every time. Being on the team has led me to meet, 20-something new friends since being at the university, and I really like being able to see them a couple times a week, and we always get into something crazy.
Hey, we get a post-game moment with head coach for the Minnesota Gophers, Doug Melnick. And Doug, well-played game for both teams. A lot of shots on goal. You got some solid goaltending tonight.
Yeah, both teams played really well. I think, the intensity was there and the execution and, a couple power play goals. Certainly doesn't help get you, in the spot that you want to be. But our team never gave up, but we know that Wisconsin, they're also not going to give up, and so got to continue to clean things up a little bit and come back out on Sunday for round 2, see how we do.
Yeah, you get a rematch right away. That's the great thing about this match and then the setup. But you saw a lot from your team as well, 2-2 coming into today. But what else did you see about your team that you liked tonight?
Well, it's a matter of, we have a lot of young players, right? So it's just adapting to the speed of the game, and the intensity and being able to execute when you don't have much time or space. And we're sort of ramping up very quickly. And so there's a little bit of a curve to that, but, we're coming along where our hard work, our ethic is there. And there's just a degree of, like, if we could sort of learn to get that puck in the net and get a little bit more finish. We had plenty of opportunities. Would have if one of those two or two go in the net, then it makes a different outcome for how things sort of look towards that third period.
Coach Melnick, what was the conversation during that timeout as you pulled the goalie and you had some good looks?
Yeah, I think at that point what we're trying to do is just trying to create pressure in the offensive zone, like a 2-man hard on the puck at all times, and really be able to just sort of have where the focus needs to be on our changing and quick intensity on that, and then just to be able to find some shots on net, not getting too fancy shots on net, rebounds, create a little bit of chaos down low, and hopefully you sneak one in, and hopefully we weren't lucky enough today, but we definitely had the chances, so I was pleased with that.
Coach Melnick, congrats. You got a great season still ahead of you, and good luck at the rematch on Sunday.
Thank you.
And welcome back, everyone, as we see the Gophers come back onto the ice, and now the Badgers making their way to the rink here at Mariucci. It's the 3M Arena at Mariucci, home of the Golden Gopher men's Division I team here, right on the East Bank campus here in Minneapolis. As we are just about ready to get things underway here in the third period. The period will start with a 1:36 man advantage for Minnesota. As Tori Frazier chops up the crease and now gets ready to try to complete the shutout, as she didn't have to make many saves in the first period, but quite a few in the second, and now Minnesota will be putting on all the pressure here in the third as they have it and send it in as we get things underway here. We thank you for tuning in to this ACHA matchup here early in the season. Again, for Wisconsin, this is actually just their second game of the season. They won on Friday over about a couple hundred yards away from us here at Ritter Arena, which is the home of the women's team here at the University of Minnesota. As it's brought through now. Minnesota hasn't been able to capitalize on the man advantage here. Still 40 seconds to go on the power play. First time we've seen the Wisconsin penalty kill today, as it's looked good, and now they might even have a chance shorthanded after a couple moves. Great save by Nelson, though. And what an opportunity there by Catherine Buckley, as she almost put the Badgers up by 2. As their shorthanded offense continues. And there goes the end of the power play. So unsuccessful for Minnesota. So now they get a great chance right there in front as they centered it. Good opportunity. Squandered, though, as we have 18 minutes left to go in this game. Minnesota trails by just 1. Right there, and picked up by the defense of Minnesota, and shot right back at Nelson now after the turnover. And able to make the save, and we get a stoppage here. That far corner now, Wisconsin loses the puck, and now Minnesota comes out with it into the neutral zone. There you go, it's Rolfe. Shoots this one, deflected by the defense of the Badgers, up and into the referee, actually. Brought in by Wisconsin, but it's fair all alone, as the rest of the team went for a change. Trying to clear it here is Minnesota. Instead, the puck starts making its way towards the center of that attacking zone in between the circles for Wisconsin, but finally Minnesota gets it cleared and all the way down. Back with it now, Hollenbach Centers it right there. Great chance. As that Hollenbach to Prell connection almost led to the equalizer. Wisconsin has it. Larson brings it in. Cleared out by the defense of Sloan Tia. As the clock continues to wind against Minnesota here, 15 and a half to go. Brought in and shot, but deflected away off the defensive stick of Olerking. Minnesota gets a defensive pairing change. Keeping it in now, Minnesota shoots. Great chance there, but a save from Frazier. Trying to center it right there, doesn't go. Number 8 on Wisconsin tries to bring it in. That's Buckley. She made a nice move, but better defensive play by Minnesota to disallow that connection. A little too much power on that pass along the boards. Leads to Wisconsin re-grabbing the puck here and gaining possession. Centering it up here, great chance for the Badgers. And sent down now after clearing the center line so the Gophers can get a change. And with it now is Davenport, who brings it in for Wisconsin, trying to get it right back to Davenport. She tipped it up, but it came back right to her. Behind their own net, the Badgers will reset here. 13 and a half to play. They have a 1-goal lead. Got through. Right there, shot off the mask of Nelson. Able to make the save and still recovering now. As there's a Badger down in the crease, up now. Chance for Wisconsin, sends it to the net. No, blocked by the defense of Altman. That was the sophomore forward for Minnesota, putting her body on the line there. As this shot from O'Neill got up on Nelson, but not over the shoulder. And another save. The Badger pressure continues here. Finally, Minnesota gets a clear. Very quickly, though, it's Bryn O'Neill bringing it right back in. With it now is Roz bringing it through for the Gophers as the rest of the team goes for a change. Minnesota brings it through now with speed, shoots and scores! Lily Rolfe, the junior forward, ties this one up with 11:46 to go. She now leads the entire team in points so far this season in their 6th game. As we see the replay here, she came in to the zone with lots of momentum. The great shot and just got past Frazier. And we are tied up. This one's sent down. No icing. Turnover. Gets it out of the zone, and now Sierra Moore brings it up. Brought through by Buckley. Shot here, one-timer. Off the tip of the glove from Nelson there. But enough to keep it out of the net. In the neutral zone now. Both teams cautious here as we're tied up with under 10 minutes to play. On the forecheck there, Minnesota's Autumn Elling with it briefly. And now the Badgers have it. Minnesota defense gets back, and it's going to be an offsides called here. Poor mistake from the Badgers as they got a bit eager trying to get into the zone. Sent out quickly and floated back in here as the Badgers try to regain their offensive prowess that dominated the first period as well as the end of that second period. Despite that, though, this one's tied up with 9:15 to go. Brought in now. Nelson sees it and just grabs it there to freeze the puck. Just one player going to change for the Badgers. Minnesota with 3 of the 5 on the ice now, having fresh legs. Badgers won the draw, but too powerful when it came out of the zone, and now Minnesota might have a chance as it was taken away and poked away, though, as Hollenbach had a great opportunity there, but good defense by the Badgers to recover. Here's a chance for Minnesota again. Good defense there by the Badgers. There's number 3, Schluck, putting her body on the line there, taking the brunt of that slap shot. Minnesota with it now. Excuse me, Wisconsin with it, brings it through. And the Gophers take it away. And might have something going here, but they just can't quite get to the puck. So it's the defense, Evanson of Wisconsin, making a nice play there. Minnesota shoots. And a nice save by Frazier. They were looking for a penalty there, and rightfully so, as the stick was just thrown out of her arms. Could have been a slashing call. But we play on here with 7 minutes to play. Avidson. Minnesota gets it back, gets the shot off the pad of Frazier. And now centering it right there. Great pass from Roz. Another one sent to the net by Scanlon. Minnesota continues to build momentum here. Wisconsin has it, brings it through, pushed off the puck by Hollenbach. And now Jarman brings it in. Jarman all alone though, as the rest of the team went for a change. Off the boards now and chasing after it, 2-on-1 for the Badgers. But they could not outrace the one defender of Minnesota. Brought in now, but stick is lifted and the Badgers. Now Minnesota has a great chance! And a great shot there from Altman, but just high of the net. Brought in by Wisconsin now. Shot right on Nelson. Nelson able to get her own rebound and freezes the puck with 5:01 to play. We're even at 1 apiece. Cleared out quickly. Oler King was there briefly for Minnesota, but couldn't get good wood on the puck. Back to Mitchell. Mitchell loses the puck. Wraparound attempt. Knocked away by Nelson. Wisconsin tries to set things up offensively here. And poked out of the zone. So Wisconsin will have to set up. They still have possession of the puck, but having to tag up here at the blue line. With it now is Roz, Kylie Roz. Brings it through, the rest of the team goes for a change. Right back though, a chance. As the puck was just sitting there right out in front of the crease for a bit. Fraser will just hold on and freeze it. So 3:32 to go. As we look at that shot right at Nelson. Brief rebound, but able to wrap it up real quickly there. Chance for Minnesota, sending it towards the net, but blocked aside by the defense of the Badgers, not even reaching Frazier. Right there again. Sent out and down by Jarman as they go for a change. Wisconsin has it with under 3 to play. Brought through, and now a chance. Frazier's there though, and makes the aggressive play to reach out for it, and wisely grabs it. And here's the wraparound opportunity that just missed there from the Badgers. That was one of, if not their best chances this period. We're still tied at 1 with 2.5 to go. And unfortunate break for Minnesota there off the skate of her forward and kicks into the zone to keep the Badgers on the offensive side of things. Keeping it in again, and now out, and maybe a chance for the Gophers across the center line. As the clock nears 2 minutes. Behind their own net, Bowler King drops it to Rolfe. Rolfe with the lone goal today for Minnesota. Prell brings it through, bounces it off the boards to herself. Right there, shot, wide, off the stick of Tia. Minnesota has it. Shoots, and right into the glove of Frazier. So a nice save there. As we look at that shot from Tia that just went wide, was hoping for a tip maybe, but good defense by the Badgers, pushing away the Gopher forward to disallow a chance. Sent towards the net, but swallowed up by the defense of the Badgers. Badgers send it in now with 1:20 on the clock. Gophers get the clear. Turnover. Right back. And now the Badgers have it in the neutral zone. Brought through. Shoots. Frazier makes the save, and the rebound was bouncing towards the Gopher forward before before Frazier was able to jump on it. Good reaction time there from Tori Frazier. So here's the face-off, another chance for Minnesota. Sends it in wide as Rolfe tried to tip that one. 50 seconds left in the third. Nearing the end of regulation. Shot, Frazier with another save and another stoppage now with 42.7 on the clock. Neither team would make a change. And another quick shot here, right off the faceoff, and another save from Frazier. Back out, shot here, deflected by the Badgers, and now the Badgers have a 2-on-1 with 30 seconds to go in this one. Good defense by Minnesota there, as they were able to knock the Badger forward off the stick, off the puck, I should say. And now with 20 seconds to go, we'll see if either team can get one final shot off. 13 to play. 10. As the puck comes into the neutral zone, that'll likely end any chance for either team, as this one is done in regulation here. So at the end of 3, it is 1-1. As both teams come to the bench now to discuss their strategy. As we look at the replays of the last couple chances from Minnesota, this one was that one, another shot from Tia that Frazier was able to corral in. And then the quick shot, if you want to call it that, off the face-off. Frazier with quite a few good saves at the end there, as the coaches of the team are talking it over with the officials now. As you see the Badgers bench now talking over the strategy. Frazier gave up the one goal in the third, but really well done in those last 10 minutes or so. Lots of shots against her, and she was able to make the saves. Is now looking at the Gophers bench, talking over the strategy here, as the officials now working with the score keepers here to get the scoreboard ready and aligned, as they've put 5 minutes on the clock. So we switch sides again here, obviously, for this overtime period. So the Badgers moving left to right on your screen. The Gophers will move right to left. Just 3-on-3 here. Opens up the ice and gives lots more opportunities. We'll see which team can capitalize on it. If it was after 2 periods, likely would have said Wisconsin had the advantage, but the third period was dominated by Minnesota. Trying to center it to Prell. Prell has it. Still with it. Trying to get pushed off the puck by the defense of Evans. This one's cleared down. Badgers will change 2 out of 3. Brought through by Hollenbach. Tried to get the slap shot off, but pushed away by the Badgers defense. Wisconsin, as we get a stoppage here, as the Badger player was down, as she was pushed into the boards there. Hopefully she is all right. That's Caitlin Bush. As she was making her way to the bench, and the coaches said, no, you're staying out there. So Bush stays out there for the Badgers, who have possession now. Could have been offside, so the Gophers have to tag up. It's Hollenbeck and Rolfe, along with Tia, the defender. As Tia now, nice defensive play to knock Buckley off the puck. A minute and a half into overtime here. With it now are the Badgers. Bush to Buckley. Buckley brings it in. Shoots just wide. Wisconsin can't get it into zone, so they'll have to bring it back out. Here's a chance. Mano for the Gophers. Shot there and saved by Frazier. Nice job by Minnesota to get that shot off. Going right there, but Frazier able to make the glove save as the puck is stalled after the puck drop here, after the face-off, and now Wisconsin brings it through. Wisconsin with a chance, shoots this one up into the netting. 2:30 to go in overtime, exactly halfway through this overtime period. Here's the face-off. Wisconsin has it now. Still with it is Evans. She has the lone goal for Wisconsin today. Chasing after it now. Larson, Grace Larson, along with Adriana Evans. Third counterpart. He's number 10 on this Badgers roster. Tied up in front of the Badgers bench. Minnesota has it now. Making someone miss, it's Kylie Roz, who still has it. Roz. Tied up by two Badgers along the boards. She heads off now as Lily Rolfe will come back in. Prell skates past her bench. Prell has Rolfe. Rolfe is there. Pass just behind her. Moore sends it. And now Moore has it back again with 50 seconds. Prell brings it in. Frazier will just grab this one and freeze the puck. So with 43.9 on the clock in this ACHA battle between the rival Minnesota Golden Gophers and the Wisconsin Badgers here. Wisconsin able to push the puck out. Now we're going to get a penalty here against Minnesota for holding the Badger player down to the ice. 37 seconds to go. And it'll be Hollenbach, one of the Gophers' best players, headed to the sin bin. So 4-on-3 now for the final 37 seconds, assuming no other penalties occur. Badgers have it. Right there, looks to shoot. Right there, and they score! Game winner. Wisconsin takes the series. 3-1 victory Friday, and now a 2-1 overtime win from the stick of Caitlin Bush. The Wisconsin Badgers come out victorious here and start their season 2-0 after this road trip here west to Minneapolis. It'll be a good ride back for the Badgers. For the Gophers, they drop to 2-4 now as the handshake line will start. We appreciate you tuning in here today to this ACHA matchup here at 3M Arena at Mariucci on the University of Minnesota campus. Have a great rest of your Sunday, everyone.